Hello, good morning, you guys. I know it's real early, but I had to come on early in order to do a video. Uh, I'm gonna let you all start getting the notifications, okay? While my coffee is brewing and it smells so freaking good. I know it's real early, but I know y'all got to be up getting ready for work. I see one person. I know I ain't the only weirdo up. I had to do some invoices this morning and I got to get out and do some work. Hey, Miss Tierney. What's going on, girl? Hey, Miss Muffin. Hey, Joke Free. Okay, I was going to say, I know I ain't the only weirdo up. Hey, Shan. Hey, Diane. I was like, I know people up getting ready for work. Yeah, what's going on? Too Good Jones. Um, I Am She Johnson. Phyllis, Rita, Kimberly. How is everybody doing this morning? I was like, I know it's got to be some people sis up getting ready for work. Yeah, I was looking at this case that they was trying to send me on. They wanted the lady tried to change it, wanted to send me way in the backwoods somewhere. I told her I'm not going on that case. You'll never get me lynched. I said that wasn't the address. Yeah, but we decided. I said, well, I can't. I'm not taking it. You're not sending me way in the backwoods of no rural area to get me knocked out. Um, so I'm up. I'm up. I wanted to talk about Miss Eliza Fletcher, and I wanted to talk about the 16 and that y'all. The feds are outside for real. The feds are outside for real. They really doing the darn thing. Okay, they are really doing the darn thing. And someone had posted in my comments. They had posted, "Hey Miss Athea, um, they had posted, there's only one FBI, but the TBIs are the FBI's. No, TBI is a federal entity, but it's not the FBI. They do work with the FBI, but there's an FBI branch in Memphis because I was just there. Okay, I've been many times, and I was just there last week. And there is a TBI branch. Okay, there's a TBI, and there is a FBI branch in um Nashville. Okay, most big cities have their own branch of the FBI. Um, and then it's like Mississippi, there is a FBI and the MBI. A FBI and the MBI. Yeah, folks, they want to switch it up. And I mean, money ain't everything. I know people around here up under investigation and getting themselves messed over and lose, get ready to lose what they got for a little bit of money and acceptance. But money is just not everything to me. Um, taking hits and all of that. Um, just for a little bit of money and acceptance. And it's so not worth it. I think what people need to do is understand that money is not their God. And when I was up meditating this morning, I get up early mornings too to meditate, of course. I guess I've just started waking up real early because I have to get my puppies out and let them out. And then I feed them, but then I start meditating. And I think what people need to start doing A lot of what's going on is why you see so many people that you would think that's established, that have their heads on straight, um, just they crashing out. And it is because they want acceptance, right? It's because they want acceptance from people who can't give them anything, right? But a lot of heartache. Their their affiliation with them will give them a lot of heartache. I think people work too hard. Um, um, if you have anything, you probably worked hard to attain it. Why would you allow money to get you caught up in something that's not going to be conducive to your livelihood or your freedom, or just wanting to be accepted? And I see people doing that more than anything. You know, we're a part of a group, you know. Um, and you're really just crashing out. I was talking to somebody that was telling me about, and it's really messed up. And I think people need to, especially women, need to reevaluate their self worth. Okay, somebody was telling me we was having a conversation, and we was like, the person said they had told someone, okay, that man, I can't be doing all that crashing out. It said they talking to a vlogger who likes to violate people. And they said they had told him, I can't be doing all that crashing out because I gotta feed my family and stuff like that. When they did have an affiliation with them, they said a vlogger flat out told them, no, man, it ain't this for the women. And it's funny because you got women that are computer tech savvy, women that work in the health field, women that work at banks and all of that, and you would put your life on the line because word spreads about who it is that who these people are that do these violations, right? And you would put your livelihood on the line for a damn YouTube vlogger that comes straight up out the damn sewer, right? And so I think it's sad when women do things of that nature because they don't know their self-worth. People have issues with people that have standards when all they got to say is, no, no, I don't even want to be a part of that. Because you got to understand when you start talking about you want to be in a damn organization, because it's really could be looked at as a damn cult. Bitch, you went to college, you call yourself a computer expert, bitch, and you letting a damn no good ass blogger trick your stupid ass, and you claim you working for the government into using your expertise in hacking. You letting a vlogger trick you, or you want to be accepted so badly that you would allow somebody to have you to break federal laws as it relates to your job. Because don't you know, once them lawsuits start hitting them, what a company does is then they start filing charges on you also to disassociate themselves. So a lot of women need to reevaluate their self-worth and stop being haters, right? They allow their jealousy and their hate for other women, and I'm just talking about as it relates to anybody, their jealousy and their hate for other women to override logic as it relates to their livelihood, right? And so when I was meditating this morning, I was meditating for all women to recognize their self-worth. Okay. Recognize their self-worth and love themselves, because how you feel about other people is really a reflection of how you feel about yourself. That's why a lot of people have issues with me, because I have standards. They can't trick me into doing nothing. And that's why they was insisting on violating me, and I was insisting on staying at the FBI branch, bitch. Okay. That's what I was insistent on doing. And that's what I've been doing. You will not violate me and get away with it. Okay. But I thought that was so sad to hear that man tell me. He said, "No, that ain't for you. That ain't for the men. That ain't for the men, bro. That's for the women." And these bitches is the ones that's got kids and grandkids and bills and got everything to lose, and they using y'all. But it's too late now. I was listening to one of the women that was saying, and I thought she was cool. How she had worked hard, how she had packed up and left another state because she had gotten a raise, and you let this motherfucker trick you out of your position. Okay. So women need to recognize their self-worth. Trust me, I ain't been quiet for no reason. You don't violate me and get away with it. Okay. And I don't care who you are. I think it's something wrong when we are insistent on violating other people. That's not even something that you all even want to do. That's a mental illness. And it takes me to this man right here because I feel like people who are insistent on violating people, okay, have mental illnesses. It's nothing normal about that. I think the reason I harp on that and people go, you harp on stuff too much, it's because I've seen it all down through the years. There's nothing normal about wanting to violate people and intrude on their privacy. People like that have the same um mindset as a serial killer. Okay. Right. And so when I was looking at, shout out to Diane, because she was telling me about the man that unalive Miss Eliza. She was a billionairess, okay? And she was running in her neighborhood as she did every morning. And she was running in her neighborhood every morning. And this man, snatched her up and took her to South Memphis and violated her. I hate violators of any kind. It just brings something up in me. Okay. It just does something to me. Okay. He violated her and then he unalived her. Now, when people get to hollering about, well, they did doing it because, nobody really takes our community seriously, right? Nobody takes our, hey, Miss Kitty, you know what? I was just saying, if I don't see Miss Kitty, and Miss Kitty, I was going down my Facebook page looking for your comment. I promise you, I was like, I gotta figure out, I ain't got her number no more. I got to figure out what is going on with Miss Kitty. But people get to hollering about, well, they only gonna throw the book at him because he a black man. This is a black man that was out, that had a history of violating women and children. Because I'm gonna tell you something. One of my ex-boyfriends that I'm still real cool with, when this situation happened, he said, the guy that was arrested for taking out that billionaire. I said, yeah. He said, not taking her out, but violating her, and then she was found in South Memphis. Now, it's something because my ex-boyfriend is from out of South Memphis, up in that area. He said, "Don't you know?" I was looking at him, and I was like, "Damn, he looked familiar." He says that he said my baby's mother, because he got a child that's like 4 years old. He said my baby's mama, well, at the time she's about 4. He said my baby's mama sister, he was living with her. That was her dude. He said, and I kept looking at him. I was like, damn, that nigga look familiar. He says, and then he said it hit me that was my daughter's auntie's dude. He said, I called my baby mama and said, look, I was talking to her about it. She started telling, he found out about, they was this man had violated girl, people in he was a violator. Like, this is what he did. He violated, women, people in his family, children, and things of that nature. He said, he told his baby mama, I better not ever find out that he ever did nothing to my child, because I'll do something to go to jail and get my hands on it. But this man had a history of it. And so he's sick. Ain't no telling how many women he has violated and then did this to, because there are a lot of cold cases of women that have had gone missing and things of that nature. I remember when I filed a police report on the stalker that was, coming up to my business and all of that. And the police officer um to came over to my studio and took the report. And he was sitting there. He was a nice officer. He was sitting there just as calm. He says, "You know what? It's a serial killer." He said, "It's a serial killer in Memphis right now." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, we found a body up there. A girl was thrown in the ditch." He was telling me all about, like, all up there by Tulane, around Westwood. I said, "Dog, they ain't saying nothing about it." He said, "Yeah, we almost sure it's a serial K." So you have to think about, this dude was in South Memphis. That's part of South Memphis, but it's further, like further south. He was like up there in the heart of South Memphis, but that's all like a part of South Memphis. You never know. This man could have been, because around that time he was not arrested yet. This man could have been the person. It could be anybody, but you never know, right? And so you have people sitting up talking about, well, they only did it because she a white woman that's a billionaire. I don't give a damn if she was a green woman. He didn't have no business snatching that woman up and raping her and killing her, because that's what he did, because he's sick. And we already got black people in place, right, that's wanting to sit up and talk about this is what they do to our black men. Y'all, our community, and people don't like to hear me say this, but our community got to get in order, right? As it relates to when these folks get out here and they violate folks. I hate a violator. It sets something off in me. It sets off the crazy button. Okay. And it could be because I got a whole lot of certifications. I've had a whole lot of training. I've talked to a whole lot of women that have been stalked and violated. A lot of these women have gone through hell, so it sets off a crazy button in me. When I see men that are violators, I associate them with being that, because it ain't nothing normal about it. And so that's why I have issues with women that work with these men in their damn jobs, and that's why they gotta lose them. Okay, to help these men violate women. Bitch, you a woman. How in the hell you gonna mess up your livelihood to help these men violate women, and you a woman? The poverty of it, it comes from jealousy. It comes from jealousy and hating what they see when they look in the mirror. I've heard a lot of women, they so damaged. They so damaged. They'll sit up and say, I can't stand for a person. And I've said this to my kids and anybody. You better get away from a person that say, hey, I went through it, so you got to go through it too. Get away from that person. That's a dangerous, damaged person. I don't deal with people that do that. If I went through hell, I go through it, so you don't have to go through it. Well, I'm damaged. I went through hell. You gonna have to go through hell and be damaged too. Run. Run from them. There are too many people that are just messed up. Okay. Cleotha looks like a monster. It ain't nothing wrong. Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing wrong with a guy, just giving you hugs. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about that. There are a lot of men. Let me tell you something. Because I be around men that I got cousins and stuff. They don't want nothing you won't give them. I hear my cousins say that all the time. That's why I know it ain't normal for people to be trying to pry into folks' life. The FBI is for stuff like that. Okay. Listen, I hear my cousins say all the time, these are men. I don't want nothing that you won't get. I don't want nothing you won't give me. I always been around men like that. Baby, I don't want nothing you won't give me. I don't want nothing you won't give me. It seems like to me that's how people ought to live their life. I don't want nothing you won't give me. Okay. It ain't nothing wrong with giving women hugs. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a sinister, sadistic thing now, where you have people that work in certain places that's prying into other people's lives, breaking federal laws because they have these positions, right? And so that's why you have to get the federal government on their ass. Okay. If I go to the FBI, I'm gonna have some proof of something. You would never see me have them knocking at my door for perjury. Okay. Um, because when you go to them and you know you lying now, they'll quickly throw you up under investigation. Just like it is against the law for people to go file reports on you, okay, and that's falsifying a government document, and they know that they're lying on you. People don't know the laws. Okay, when people break the laws against you, you supposed to use that to your advantage. Instead, folks brush stuff off. But it's extremely messed up that you have a lot of women. It was something when I heard that man say that to me. He said, I told him, bro, I ain't gonna be doing that crazy stuff. No, that's for the women. And they the ones that's you stupid bitches, the ones that's got something to lose. And you gonna lose it. Okay. And you gonna lose it. It ain't no way in the world, as much as I might cannot stand a person. I'm tell you something I'm not gonna do on them. I'm not gonna lie on them, and I ain't gonna violate them. Okay. I'm not gonna lie on them, nor am I going to violate them. And ain't nobody gonna ever control me. Ain't nobody got no control over me to make me violate them. People better get comfortable within themselves within saying, no, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. That the risk is too high on that one. I don't want nothing to do with that. That's some bullshit. They'll have me tied up into something I don't even want to be in. But instead, people gather into organizations that are really, it ain't no organization, just a bunch of damn fools having meetings online to get them caught up. And they got the nerve to think, because, well, I got a degree, Miss Honey Baby Child, you gonna lose that motherfucker, bitch. Since you think you smarter than anybody else, bitch, you can't work for the government, hoe, and sit up on internet and break federal laws for a damn junkie. Okay. And so it's sad. And I don't know, I'm just talking about this because y'all know I've been into everything where you have to go get lawyers and stuff and put something in place, because now you have a vlogger. They call themselves get crafty. Okay, well, I don't want my name in it because the folks are already looking at me because I already tried to pay somebody to have her killed. You got a girl that's on documentation right now talking about a vlogger trying to trick her into coming to my house and killing me. This is my right hand of God on the Bible on my dad's grave. So now what the vlogger has been doing, I have to put something in place so I can have lawyers to snatch a vlogger's podcast away from them, because this YouTube don't pay me nothing. It might pay somebody else something. It don't pay me nothing to snatch their vlog when they want to defame my character. She's sleeping with all them police. Them folks don't even know me. They don't know a damn police I slept with. They wouldn't know him. I told them I messed around with two of them, and I didn't mess around with them. I was going with them. So I'm not gonna say nothing. So I'll give another vlogger some money to defame her character. So you have to put something in place. You have to spend money on lawyers to say you defame my character again. I just had to do that recently. We're gonna go after YouTube to come after your vlog. That's violation. But at the core of it, because nobody can tell me, right? Nobody could tell me, look, Tam, uh, I'm gonna give you some money and I want you to go after that vlogger. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Do y'all know how many vloggers that I don't care for? And I'm gonna get back into my what I was talking about. How many vloggers that I don't care for? And I've had people to send me all types of information on them. And you can't get me to say anything about if you know that vlogger did that to you. Get on your vlog and say this is truth about them. I'm gonna pass on that. I don't want to get into that. I'm gonna pass on that. Okay. And I got into this because I'm just thinking about violations. I've been meditating, but let me get into what I was getting ready to talk about. Okay. Because I know y'all don't want to hear that, but that was just a word in my. I've been meditating this morning. Okay. Anyways, you guys, this man, okay, has taken he pleaded guilty. Okay. Let's talk about that. He pleaded guilt. He pleaded guilty. Okay. And you have people sitting up talking about that, you know, they only want to throw the book at him because he is a black man. Cleotha Abston. Okay. Now this man has a history of violations against women and little boys, from my understanding. Okay. So it ain't no telling how many bodies he got out there around the Memphis area. Okay. It says, in surprising turn of events, Cleotha Abston, the man charged with kidnapping and unaliving Eliza Fletcher, pleaded guilty Monday to charges including the murder of the mother and teacher in 2022. Judge Coffey told Abston that he would be sentenced to life in prison without parole, plus additional years to be served consecutively with the sentence. The state was seeking the death penalty if the case would have gone to trial. Well, we looked at evidence and realized it was going to be an impossible case, says Junie. Listen, Ganguly, y'all, Ganguly was his attorney. Ganguly was his attorney, right? So Ganguly says, well, we looked at the evidence and realized it was going to be an impossible case, says Junie Ganguly, one of Abston's defense attorneys. Abston, who at times has gone by the last name Henderson, lowered his head when speaking to the judge, but showed no reaction after pleading guilty to the kidnapping and murder. He answered yeah to most questions. That's just who he is, says Lauren Palsy, one of Abston's defense attorneys. People don't communicate well. People don't explain. People don't talk much. People don't react the same way everybody else reacts. District Attorney Steve Morrow read in court a statement from the victim's family, which was directed to Abston. We have no idea what happened to you to turn you into someone so filled with a desire to hurt people. Whatever it was, it does not excuse or explain what you have done. You have changed our lives forever, and nothing will ever be the same. Your actions are evil. There is no other word for it. You unalive Liza, even though she did nothing to deserve it. She did not hurt you. In fact, she would have been the first to help you if you needed it. Okay. That's what her family said to him. That's the lady right there. Like I said, she is a trust fund baby, a billion heiress. And it's so unfortunate because like I said, you've been hearing people say, well, you know, they threw the book at him because she was a billionaire. Okay, well then hey, Listen, however, whatever it took for them to throw the book at him, I'm glad that they threw the book at him. They got a crazy person off of the street. They got a crazy person off of the street, okay? That's what they did. This man is a psychopath. No telling how many bodies he got out there around the Memphis area. No, hey, I believe a couple years ago, um, he might have been the person that was raping them young girls and throwing them into the ditch. And that's what I'm talking about. It's so sad because listen, you don't get okay the those girls didn't get the coverage, right? I feel like everybody should be treated equally. That's how I feel. Okay. And that was happening around the Whitehaven Westwood area, which would be considered the South Memphis area. And it had not been on TV or nothing. It took an officer that came into my studio to take a report to tell me, yeah, we think it's a serial case. And to this very day, nothing has been said about it. Right. So I'm glad that that monster is off of the street, and he probably will get some type of justice when he is in jail, okay? Because like I said, according to my ex-boyfriend, that was his baby's mother's sisters. He had lived with her, and he had been accused of touching on kids and stuff. Okay. So he is exactly where he needs to be. And now the men probably gonna be touching on him in jail wherever he go. They figure out what he in there for. They probably gonna do him dirty. Okay. He probably won't even last in jail. But rest in peace to Miss Fletcher. I hate that I don't care if she was a billionairess or not. What he did to her was wrong. Okay. He violated that lady and then he took her life. He violated her body and then he violated her life because he took it, because he's sick. And that's why I say if we're going to come together about something, it shouldn't be about monsters like this. Well, they gave it to the black man. I don't give a damn about that black man. A monster that had been out there violating people regardless of what their race is. He was a violator. Okay, he was a violator. Okay. I also wanted to talk about they did 16 indictments, okay, in the Memphis area. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all let me know if the sound is blotchy, okay? If it is, I'm going to just read it.
Ring, based out of a South Memphis nightclub. Hello, I'm Stephanie Skirla.
And I'm Greg
Y'all
Curtis.
run the
Shelby County's
lights up.
deputy said the investigation turned over cash and cocaine, fentanyl, and guns. Our chief investigator, Jessica Kurtler, spent the evening digging through court records to find out how cell phones fit into all of this.
On this corner of East McLemore and 3rd, Shelby County deputies kept watch for nearly 20 months.
It took a lot of man hours to piece this case together.
Club Insight, a nightclub, the place deputies say was the center of a...
Okay, y'all, it's blotchy. I'm going to have to read it. It says 16 people have been indicted in Shelby County Sheriff's Office operation target illegal drugs. It took a lot of man hours to piece this case together, Chief Deputy Anthony Buckner says. Nearly 20 months, Shelby County Sheriff's Office deputies kept watch of a nightclub called Club Insight, where officials say cocaine and other drugs were being distributed. The undertaking was called Operation Ending Insight. Buckner says the operation resulted in 11 search warrants involving homes and storage units throughout Memphis and Shelby County. Officials say they found and seized $151,000 fentanyl, marijuana, cocaine, 17 vehicles, and 7 firearms. That happened on McLemore, Macklemore is in the heart of South Memphis, which would be close, like up around like Parkway. Macmillan is on down and around, but it's like around that area, right? It says in court records, WREG uncovered deputies identified numerous individuals when they intercepted cell phone messages that included numerous conversations about purchasing or selling cocaine. Now, they intercepted their cell phone text messages and stuff. They finished. If they intercepted their cell phone messages and text messages, that means that they had to get a court order to do it, which means that it will be admissible in court, right? They can use it in court. Cypress says them folks was having, yeah, Macklemore in third. Okay, love. Thank you, love. Macklemore. Yeah, Macklemore intersects with third. And if you're going down Bellevue, it'll intersect with Bellevue because it runs. Intersects with Bellevue and it intersects the stream yard. Okay. Hold on. Can you all hear me? If you all can hear me, say yes. Can y'all hear me? Okay, they're saying yes. Okay, so y'all can hear me now. Okay. So anyways, you guys, okay. So it says deputies say they said the detectives also were able to disrupt the sale of 24 kilos of cane, which was valued at $500,000 if it was sold on the streets. Okay. It says in court records, WREG uncovered deputies identified numerous individuals when they intercepted cell phone messages that included numerous conversations about purchasing and or selling the cane. Deputies say that most of the men indicted are in their 50s and 60s and 70s. Did y'all hear that? 50s, 60s, and 70s. Most of them that was indicted for selling, and they had cars that I don't know if the cars were stolen, but they confiscated cars and all of that. 50s, 60s, and 70s. It says 4 of the 16 men arrested were convicted felons. At this time, it's unclear how these individuals might be connected to the nightclub. Shelby County property records show that in 2019, someone with the same name as one of the suspects deeded the property to a woman. It says WREG is working to find her while also trying to get in touch with someone at the nightclub. Buckner says the club is still in business, but authorities are currently having conversations that could determine it's a nuisance. It takes multiple components coming together to make that declaration, Buckner says. Certainly, we are still having those conversations. At last check, all but one of the men posted bond anywhere from 100,000 to 200,000. So listen, them men got money. They've all bonded out. I should have been over at the bonding company. Every one of them have bonded out except for one of them. Okay, every one of them have bonded out. Hold on, you guys. Let me see if I could see the picture, because they had the picture of them. They were showing all of them, but they're all out now. Okay, they're gonna go get them some, because they confiscated quite a bit of money. If they're in their 50s and 60s and 70s, I think one of them was like 48 or 49 years old, but the rest of them was in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, right? Y'all, the people outside. The people are outside doing their job. Folks that listen, when it's fentanyl. Now, I always say, as it relates to like weed and stuff, I don't know about that. I don't really, because they made weed legal. I don't think nobody should be doing life for weed, or they should really even be messing with people since they have made it legal. When you start talking about fentanyl and stuff like that, you putting stuff like that on the street. That's what's got people crazy. Fentanyl is way worse than crack. Yeah, somebody's sugar daddy. And the 70-year-old, I think the 70-year-old man was like 74. He like 74 years old, and he's still out there, as they say, putting, what they call it. He's still out there putting in the work. What do they call it, y'all? Putting out the work. They say, hey. But I was happy to see Shelby County. Let me stop. Working within the Memphis city limits, because normally they don't. They try to stay out in the county, but I guess, maybe they're gonna look at going metro again. Um, yeah, those men are too old for that foolishness. And what I was gonna say, when I looked at that, I was like, when we see things of this nature, this is why when you see men in their 50s and 60s and 70s that's out here doing things like this is why, this is what these younger guys are looking up to. I thought that when people started to get older, they started to gain some type of wisdom, and evidently they have not been, smart. I'm not perpetuating that, but they have not been smart with their money, because they still in the game. They got a rinky-dink nightclub up in South Memphis that they're using to sell it out of, and they should have known, and because that club is in the heart of South Memphis, that they was going, at some point it was going to come to a head, right? I was looking at, I forget the guy's name, but he's an Italian guy, and I think it's just crazy, because so many of our people, they kind of want to, I guess, mimic themselves after the Italian movies and stuff like that. They haven't realized that it's a movie, and he interviewed all of these mob guys that had gone to jail and gotten out, and now what they've done is they claim that they're not in the game anymore, but everybody knows once you're in the mob you can't really get out. And they've washed their money, right? They own a lot of these gas stations and stuff like that, and they get on this, they get on the show because they've gone and paid their retribution, I guess, to society after they go to jail. And they talk about how they're reformed, and talk about their families, and talk about all of their gas stations and all of their businesses and stuff that they wash their money in. They don't say that, but that's exactly what they've done. And it's really, I like to study stuff like that. I like to study people. And when I think about like how our community like to try to mimic what the Italians do, right? For some reason, you know, or what do they call it? We family, you know, we bosses. We go and knock somebody down. That's we doing it just like the Italians did. Okay. And then you go back to the hood, ain't got tears to cry with, two nickels to rub together or nothing. You know what I mean? Just destroying your own community, right? Just really just destroying your own community when the truth of the matter is, um, you know, you know, and that's another thing people don't like to talk about when they start talking about other communities. Well, you know, the Italians, they slaughtered a whole lot of people. It seems like, and I hate to say this. No, I don't hate to say it. I'm gonna say it. It seems like our community, if we see anybody outside of our very own community do it, anybody out of our community do it, well, they did it. How come we can't do it? If they do it, if anybody else does it, does heinous situations, they do it, then we feel like it's okay to do it. Well, you know, the white people just did it. Why we can't do it? It makes me real angry when I hear black people say, you know, as it relates to, you know, R. Kelly. I used to hear this all the time. Some of, not all of our people, but quite a bit. That would always compare what R. Kelly was doing to little girls to Elvis Presley. Well, Elvis Presley did it first. But you know, you're a white man. He married a little girl. Why R. Kelly can't do it? Y'all, what's so it's okay to violate instead. And see, you have to watch people that say stuff like that when they try to justify sadistic stuff. So it's okay for R. Kelly to do what he did just because Elvis Presley did it. No, they was both wrong. Elvis Presley married a 14-year-old girl, and what Elvis and R. Kelly, Aaliyah was 15 at the time. They both was wrong. But instead, we try and compare it. Well, it's right because the white man did it first, even though it's sadistic and sick. It's sick when they glorify Elvis Presley doing it, and it's sick to try and justify R. Kelly and Puffy and whoever else. And so that's why I always say when folks say, well, you know, hey, they gave this man a whole lot of time. They gave the black man a whole lot of time for going and killing up 15 or 20 people, but they only gave the white man 5 years. Okay, well, I tell you what we got to do is collectively come together. That's why I talk about being proactive and make sure that there are some things put in place to make sure that when anybody of any other race do it, they get the 100 years that the black man got. Because surely you don't think we're going to come together and try and get a black man exonerated that has a habit of going up into houses, killing whole families and stuff. And so that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying that, you know, we have to be proactive. I don't know. I was just meditating this morning. I was in meditation this morning. And believe it or not, in that meditation, it kind of helped me because I got to get out and do some stuff. But I thought about stopping by the FBI branch again. Okay. But you know what? Sometimes you have to, once you put stuff out there into the atmosphere, you have to hold your peace and let the word do the work. When you're meditating, do what is necessary now. Don't just let people violate you. Do what is necessary. Look into those laws and see what you can do about violations because there are laws against any type of violation. And then meditate and let the word do the work. Don't be angry. Of course, you know, I get mad because I think when I've been on here, I've never done anything to anybody, right? And for people to feel like they have a right to violate you in your privacy and mess with your kids and stuff, that really, that to me, that really, you know, hey, It's sadistic. It reminds me of this man right here, this black man that is in jail. People that have that has no issues with violating folks. Let me tell you something about a violator. They take everybody else down around them that has something to lose. Because when people start activating those laws, by law, if it's a federal law, the FBI has to look into it. If it's any kind of law that's broken, they have to take a report and put it on file, and it has to be looked into. So what starts happening is those that have something to lose, they start losing. So that's why I say people need to start thinking more of themselves, right? Because folks are not going to let you just violate them and mess with their families and not do anything about it. And I'm one of those ones, right? I used to have this thing about, I was like, dog, when folks was telling me about, they got this woman on their team, and this and that, I was like, wow, I sure hate to go at another woman. When I would start looking into it and seeing what all they had going on, like, dog, what if I start doing this and that lady, I don't want that, and that lady is not involved like that. These women are cold-hearted because they're jealous-hearted. Okay. They're cold-hearted because they're jealous-hearted. And it could just be jealousy of what, of how other people like you, because we all get up every day and go to work. We all get up and go to some type of job, those that are decent citizens, to try and obtain or to try to sustain what we have, right? If you're getting up doing that, if you keep your mind on what it is that you want, you don't have time to be sitting up hating and violating on nobody else. You don't have time. If you care enough about yourself, you don't have time to be letting people send you out to do things that's going to come back to bite you in the long run, because the energy that you put into the atmosphere is the energy that's going to come back to bite you in your ass. I promise you. And I'm going to tell you something about people. When they send you out, they will send you out to do dirt for them. Then when them folks start coming in, the first thing they say, I've seen it. I ain't had the ability to do that. Yeah, but it's connected to you. Well, yeah, they did it. I ain't had the ability to do that. I don't work for no hospital. I don't work for the government. Okay. That's what they say, and they throw you up under the bus, and they don't. They couldn't do it. Not even if they wanted to, because they damn backgrounds who messed up. And so that's why I say people need to be, even if you are not where you want to be very meticulous about who you allow into your energy. Everybody don't deserve access to you like that. Because even if you're on the internet and you're talking about you want to you're on the internet and you're talking about you want to you trying to solve a case. First of all, nobody on the internet, not unless you were involved, could ever solve a case. We can get on here, we could talk about it, we could talk about some things that we've been told, we've information we might have been privy to, but I mean, it takes the people that knows everything and about a case, has access to the case, to be able to solve it. And even if you felt like you was solving something, how is violating people and messing with your livelihood and jeopardizing your livelihood and your freedom? Because don't think because you have been getting away with it that you're going to continue to get away with it. Everything has an ending. And this is the season for ending, I promise you. Okay? And you get to asking yourself, as hard as I worked, I've allowed, and then a lot of these women, oh, they ain't no damn spring chickens. They in their 40s and 50s. Some of them in their 60s. That's allowing these men to lead them astray. Even if you ain't got much, it's better than being in jail or losing what you got. Because one thing I do understand, when people care about you, they don't put you in positions to jeopardize nothing. It ain't, listen, don't let nobody make no fool out of you and say, well, you know, I don't want you to lose nothing, because they hear my speech. They know I'm talking to them. Don't do it no more, bitch. You already did it, ho. They ain't gonna ask you to do it to begin with. You already gave them what they wanted. So it's easy for them to try to tell you to pull back now, because everybody on to them. And when everybody go down, when they sitting in that room, they gonna say, I ain't had access to it. They did. And you are the one with it. These women got jobs, they got kids, they got grandkids, and they got bills. So folks can dislike me all day. I set my standards pretty high. I've always been a loner. Okay. I've always been a loner. So I don't have an issue. I likes to sit alone and look over at the damn water. Okay. And meditate and pray and jot down stuff and think what I want into the atmosphere. I don't have time to be letting people send me out. I don't like people that like to send people out. Those are dangerous people. And it's so unfortunate that folks don't know their worth. And I'm going to tell you something about a manipulator. They will get you to do one thing, ladies. I'm talking to these damn crazy ass women, because that's who I was told about. They get you to do one thing. He said they're going to be all right when the swelling go down, Miss T. What swelling go down, the Alabama hitter? They get you to do one thing, okay? Well, they get you to do one thing, and then you can't pull out. All they want you to do is one violation. They're going to hold that over your head. They're going to hold that over your head. So now you already know, well, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of this. You start pulling out, you know the type of Negro you dealing with, they're going to jump on their platform and expose you and call your job. That's right, from that butt whooping them folks about to put on them. So now people, when folks say, why they dealing with, they can't. They did shit in the beginning. They know what they did. Folks, when they manipulative, a lot of these people got years of being manipulative, because that's all they got. They get you to do one thing. You can't bow out. That's all they want. We get them to do one thing. And if they try to stop, we're going to expose them. And you got something to lose. Even if you ain't making much on your job, it's paying your bills. And that's what I always try to tell people. Nobody that truly cares about you is going to ever try to get you to do anything that could mess with your livelihood and your freedom. Ever. Ever. Okay. And so I think as women, like I said, we have to stop hating on other women. There are a lot of women I can't stand. It don't mean I hate them. I just can't stand them because of their character. I judge people by their character. It's always gonna be another woman. Women are just, we're all different. So we all have different characteristics. It's gonna always be somebody that looks better than you. It's going to always be somebody that's put together as far as their shape better than you. And it's going to always be somebody younger than you, right? So it ain't no need in being jealous. That's why I say when you're confident in yourself, you don't have to exert that jealousy on nobody else. So then the enemy, the tempter, the enemy can't creep in and put stuff in your ear and cause you to do things that is not going to be conducive to your livelihood later on down the line. Right. And so when I see women and I go, that's a beautiful woman. That's a nice looking woman. I don't automatically look at her. I don't like her. Look at her. She thinks she's something. She better think she's something. I want to be around somebody that think they are something. Not people that look down or got their nose turned up at people just because. But I like women and people that turn their nose up at certain things. Though you think you get ready to use me to violate that person? Hell yeah, I'm gonna turn my nose up at that F you bitch. I don't get down like that. That's beneath me. So you got to have some type of standards. But people that carry themselves with class, I love people like that. They step high, hold their head up high, be wanting to get around them. Because I want some of that to exude, right? To fall off on me. That person going somewhere. That's what I want to be around. I don't immediately get around them where I want to start. I want to take them down and this, and that. With the type of energy that people use to try to take down other folks, they could have built an empire. Instead, they create a lot of negative energy that creates a lot of bad karma, and they keep themselves caught up in bad karma because instead of using that energy to try and build an empire, they create negative energy to try to take down folks. Yes, I keep my nose turned up at that. I ain't got time to be trying to take down somebody that ain't never did nothing to me. That would make me a violator, and a damn fool. Okay. Instead, like I said, we get with people to try and destroy folks. We want to hear garbage, rather it's true or not. We want to hear it. I don't. I do private investigative work, and everything that I do, I mean, they pay me to do it, but it's still laws that we can't violate and don't. I've never taken a case from a family member of mine. I can, but I don't because I don't want to get caught up. Okay. Because I don't want to get caught up. Okay, y'all. Now they sending fish and stuff to my phone. So I guess I will go over to the FBI branch today. So when they send me these links, they're able to do what is necessary, like they did with my phone the last time, and let them check out these links that they're sending. Don't send me no damn phishing links to my phone, bitch. Okay. Um, I am She Johnson says you got to be careful with social media. Some people carry a bad energy. Yeah, let me tell you something. When I was working for you're right. When I was working for the sheriff's office, I used to tell people that you have to be very meticulous about when folks are working in the jail. Everybody comes through that jail. All types of spirits come through that jail. It was a lot of when around the time that C-19 happened, it was a lot of officers that lost their lives. Um, yeah, it was a lot of officers that lost their lives, but it's a lot of bad spirits that come to through that jail, and I don't know if people believe in the spiritual world or not, but I do believe in the transference of bad spirits. I do. I believe in the transference of bad spirits. And so you have to be that's why you have to be very meticulous. That's why I say everybody don't deserve access to you, especially when they have bad spirits on them. I'm telling you, everybody don't it's some people that's got so much, they fight with so many demons that it's ridiculous. They just evil as they come. And it could come through you don't need to look at everything. It could come through your eye gate, your ear gate. You don't need to have people telling you everything. Sometimes people can tell you stuff and your head will start hurting. I'm telling you. So you don't even need to hear everything, especially when it's caught up in a lot of evil, negative, gossipy, a little fun gossip. You have with your girls when it's a fun, gossipy thing. When you're laughing and gossiping on the phone about some fun stuff. But when it's some dark, evil stuff, you don't even need to be listening to a lot of that stuff. You shouldn't even care about what other folks got going on in their life, especially if you got a life. If they don't tell you, you shouldn't even want to know. Althea says, have a great see. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And this is I think I spoke about this before. I used to be like, I used to let people call me and tell me all of their troubles because I'm a lot of people don't know outside of here, outside of my TV show, I'm real quiet. I'm a very quiet, reserved person. And so that made people judge me too. She thinks she's something. I've never talked a lot. Um, People don't believe it, but it's true. And but they would call me and they would, people would call you and they'll dump all that they treat you like you the garbage can. It ain't nothing wrong if you have a friend that you can call and confide in and you all can bounce off of each other and they're able to talk to you and lift you up. Everybody needs that, but I'm talking about with dark stuff. They dump all this stuff on you like you are the garbage can. And as soon as you going through something, you call them, they'll tell you, I don't want to hear it. They've dumped all of their garbage off on you, but as soon as you're going through something, you call them and want to talk to them. They don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to take all this stuff in my spirit. And sometimes a lot of the stuff that's going on in your life, they've caused in your life. Rose says, good morning. We are in a season where the wicked think they cannot touch. The demon take over the person and it comes out in their behavior. Absolutely. A lot of people just being used and they ain't I mean, it's the person that spirit has taken up um residency inside of them. I mean, it's been in them so long that they don't even realize it's there. They just used to it. They just used to it. People don't want no correction and reproof. They don't. A lot of folks are just complacent and being evil and low down and violating folks. They used to people not fighting back. That's why I tell people don't have that helpless spirit. Don't have that helpless spirit. Do something to protect yourself, and if you're gonna fight back, fight back. First of all, it's good to pray, but faith and prayer, faith without works is dead. Okay, when you get if you ain't gonna put no actions behind it, when you all you gonna have is some. You can stay on your knees all day. When you get up, all you gonna have is some damn bloody knees. You ain't putting no work behind it. Yeah, people get their karma back, but I mean, at least put some action. Do what is within like the legal parameters to stop a violator. I don't let people tell me no. Cause see, when folks say, I went, I tried to file a report, and they said this and that. Yeah, you have lazy folks that would try to not take a report, not at the federal building. I don't care when you go to the FBI building. They gonna act. You tell them it's better to go in person. If it's a federal law that's broken, they gonna take it. Now you go to the police department. They don't be one. They lazy. So then that's when you need to tell them it ain't okay, sir. Where your sergeant at? If the sergeant ain't no better, I need to holler at your lieutenant. Because the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm a contact the brass and let them know. And then I'll go on social media and talk about your ass. I bet you they take a report and it's going to be assigned to an investigator and some going to be done. Okay? Because, bitch, I'll get one of the top brass on my TV show. And once I get them in my studio, I'll get them on TV and ask them about it. Well, can a report be taken? This, and that. I will talk about you. Because a lot of people don't want to do their jobs. Okay? Tamarian says people would dislike you for nothing. Lies, ignorance, jealousy, just a bunch of miserable people that try to protect their negativity on you if you allow it. You got to know how to fight. Right, you got to know how to fight it. I used to get on here and holler and scream because I was going through when my dad passed away last year. My dad was my business partner, my road dog. When he got sick in 2022, I didn't know what to do. I was getting on YouTube to just as an outlet because I've always worked. I had to keep my mind when I came from the hospital. I had to get on here and keep my mind on, I would see my aunts and stuff would be at the hospital with my dad. Then when he passed away, I was like the walking zombie last year because I was really just in disbelief. Because sometimes I would say to myself, is he really dead? Can you imagine that? I had to start going to grief counseling where you are so, and that nigga wouldn't leave me alone. I'm talking about Onan wouldn't leave me alone. When you're walking around in grief and you're saying, is my daddy really dead? That motherfucker I had to file a report on her. I had to have one of his sent outs sent to jail. This lady was messing with me, and I don't even know where this lady came from. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to talk about it. I got some retribution, but I get real angry. I get real angry that a motherfucker think that they can violate you like that. Just sadistically evil. I ain't never in my life seen nothing so evil. I was getting messages on Facebook. Yeah, where your dead ass daddy at? Go dig your dead ass daddy up. My daddy had not even been buried at that point. But I got through it, y'all. Okay, I got through it. So I was hollering and screaming. And I remember one day, one of my friends who worked down at the sheriff's office, she was like, girl, you gonna give yourself a breakdown. I was on your vlog. That's not you. She was like, you need to get over there to Pastor Diane quick. You having a breakdown. You ain't over your daddy. You don't let them send you you don't let them do you like that. Pastor Diane is the mayor's mother. They had counseled me before when my grandmother passed. Okay. She said, girl, you on the verge of a breakdown. You doing all that hollering and screaming. Don't. The devil likes it when you do that. Right. So I started getting grief counseling. So the devil thought he was slick, right? They sent somebody to my house. When my dad passed away, y'all, here my right hand to God. God killed me dead now. I was sitting on I had just walked into the house when my father had died. left the hospital, walked into the house, sat on my couch, was staring up at the ceiling. I get a knock at my door. I have a camera where I could see. I'm like, I don't know that person. Just knocking right at my door. I was like, I don't know that person. Because at first I thought, is that somebody that's coming? My dad just died. I don't want no company. I'm thinking maybe it was company or something. I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm not answering the door. I didn't know that they had sent somebody to my house to do something to me. So when I ended up when I found out all of this stuff, like I found out so much stuff I don't even talk about because I can't even talk about it. Right. But the police got it. Okay. The authorities got it. And so when I took a screenshot of the guy to the police, they have a database where they was able to get take the picture and run it in their database. The person, the investigator was like, we got some similar looks as far as the face structure and all of that, but um we we don't have a direct exact hit. I don't know who the person was, but somebody sent me an email telling me who they believe that the person was. And so, y'all, that's one of the reasons why I'm gonna cut that short, but that's one of the reasons why I just cannot. I hate violations. And so when y'all hear me say I'm going to the FBI because of a violation, I go, because it ain't nothing normal about people wanting to violate you. And so now people are so money hungry. It's a damn shame when a YouTuber can be paid because another YouTuber know that the folks watching them. So I'm gonna pay him or her to defame her character, and we gonna sit back and laugh about it. This is what they do now. Right? But hey, you have to put something in place for that too. YouTube don't pay my bills. It might pay somebody else's bill. So there are things put in place. If you get a lawyer, if your character is being defamed, you get a lawyer. If you are a brand, and then you have your lawyers to send paperwork to YouTube. Okay. And then when YouTube see that you're not playing with them, you spend some money on the lawyer, they start snatching down pages. See, it ain't no secret in how some people do it, know how to do it. They spend money to do it. Everybody don't want to spend money on a lawyer to get a page snatched. But sometimes that's what you have to do. And then if they keep doing it, it turns into harassment. And there are laws against that. Rose says, I have to ask the Lord to hold me down physically because I want to get revenge on a person because I have had enough. I have to regroup and file with Justice Department. Somebody told me a few months back, maybe a month or so back. That's why I've been so quiet, because I understand God is real and there's some stuff that's happening. Maybe a month back, you've been going at it the wrong way. You go at you've been I don't want to, I'm not gonna put that into the atmosphere. They said laugh at your mammy B. I despise stalkers and hackers. Me too, Kevin. Me too. Like I said, there's nothing normal about wanting to violate a person. Healthy men, and I hear my cousin say all the time, baby, I don't want nothing you won't give me. Which means if you don't tell me your name, I don't want it. If you don't want to tell me your name, I don't want it. That's mentally sane person. A person that is a violator. A violator has have the potential to kill. If you won't give it to me, I'm gonna go and break laws and pry and get it. And then when they break the laws, that's when you got them. people don't want to go through the process. You have to shoot fire up on the folks' ass so that they won't ever want. There has to be repercussions for what they do. It has been bad, and T, you have done a good job doing how you have done with all the violations. Right. These folks have done, y'all, these folks, they did something. Listen, y'all, y'all don't even know the half of it. As y'all don't know the half of it. Y'all don't even know the half of it. But I'm not gonna talk about it because it's being dealt with, but y'all don't know the half of it. Anyways, you guys, that's why I say, as women and as men, have confidence in yourself. Don't let people send you out to do things that are not going to be conducive to you or your livelihood. I don't deal with jealous bees. I'm gonna tell y'all something. A person with a jealous spirit, I wouldn't deal with them to save my soul. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. Even if that jealousy is not directed at you, and you see a person being jealous and hateful to somebody else, jealousy is the mother of all evil. Everything evil starts with jealousy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Everything evil starts with jealousy. I wouldn't deal with jealous people. Thank you, Rose. Yep, and it seems so unreal. My dad has been um and I'm gonna tell y'all something, grief counseling works because I have not, y'all remember I used to talk about my dad every time I came on. I was talking about my dad. Grief counseling works because I was like, I gotta let my dad rest. He fought, he fought, y'all, I'm telling you. The hitter says, keep pushing. I know what's up. Stay focused. Focus is key. You're gonna win. Thank you, hitter. I appreciate you so much. I do. I am she Johnson says, 80% of the time I'm alone in my own zone. That's right. ZK says grief counseling definitely works. Yeah, grief counseling works when you've lost a loved one. My dad and I spent a lot of time together. We spent a lot of time together. Yep, we spent a lot of time together. I think I want to start taking, it's good to travel. I'm talking about even if you haven't traveled, you have some people that have not even traveled like on the outside of their state or their city. I mean, they could go to, you have people like around the Memphis area, they go out of town. We going out of town. Where you going? To Arkansas? Child, it ain't no out of town. Arkansas 5 minutes away. Start making it a habit of traveling, getting to know how other people do things in their city, like other cultures. I love, that's why I love going to New York because it's so eclectic. Um learn about other things. Get into building other stuff. It's so much other stuff to do other than to group yourself into violating people, right? I mean, all of the time that people put into trying to violate folks, they could be building something else. They could be building a palace or something. But start traveling. Be well traveled. See how other people do it. You'll be surprised. You'll have fun. I love to travel to other places. I do. It's not that you're going to win. You have won. May the faith be in the glory. Thank you, God, son. I appreciate that. Demarian says, I myself had to learn the hard way to control my temper. Number one is because I hold stuff in. I didn't get help. I lost my daughter and my dad. It took a lot out of me. I need counseling, but I feel like I can. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Grief counseling is good. When my grandmother, who helped to raise me years ago, passed away, I'm telling you, um, that was hard for me because it was always me, my mother, my grandmother, my sister, and my daughters. We were joined at the hip. And my grandmother had a strong personality. I mean, I call my grandmother mama too. So that was hard. So I had to get counseling. My mama had to beg me to go to my grandma's funeral because if I felt like if I didn't go to her funeral, it didn't make it real. And my mama came in there on the day of her funeral and said, "Do it for me." So that was hard. I got grief counseling, and at the time, the mayor, his mother, and his father counseled me. His father passed on 2 months before my dad passed on, and this time his mother is counseling me. And they are good. They've always been very good counselors. And um and like I said, and so when my dad passed away, that was hard because like I said, my dad and I talked at least 3 times a day. At least 3 times a day, my dad was calling me. I remember I used to go, oh my God, oh my God, my dad called me again because he was so excited about the museum. My sisters are married. Okay, they're married to pastors. So they didn't have as much time as I had to be with him. I don't have a husband. So I was the one that was available all the time. So to for 11 years straight, you talk to somebody at least 3 times a day, you with somebody all of the time because my dad was training me. Of course it hits hard. And that's why I like I said, last year I went through the phase of, is he really dead? That's what my mind would tell me sometimes. Is he really dead? Tamarian says, I felt the same way when my grandma passed away. I wasn't gonna go. I felt the exact same way. It's not real. No, it's not real. My grandmother passed away. She was at what's the name of the hospital? It's not St. Joseph's, y'all. What's the name of the hospital? That everybody go to that they take everybody out from out y'all. It's not St. Joseph's. What's the name of it? Saint maybe it is St. Joseph's. But anyways, when I would get on the expressway, I would always go, if I was gonna, go like to um if I was gonna go to St. Francis. Thank you, Stephanie. St. Francis. If I was gonna go to like out towards Wolf Chase or something like that, for many years after my grandmother had passed away in that hospital, I would take the expressway. I would go the long way around. Like I would go down 55 and then go all the way around where you go past Jackson and Hollywood. Like I wouldn't go to 40, whereas I had to go past and see that hospital. I would not, and that would be the quickest way. I would go all the way around. Yeah, St. Francis. I don't recommend nobody send their loved ones there. Ooh, I don't recommend nobody do that. I am she Johnson says my grandmother buried two children. My grandmother buried two children and she passed months later. I took care of her till she passed. Yeah, I tell you. That's why I tell people to go get checkups regularly. Um, go get checkups regularly. If you're a diabetic, make sure you take care of yourself. Keep your sugar and stuff checked. A lot of people are diabetics and don't know it, and then they have like go into diabetic comas. A lot of people don't, high blood pressure is a silent killer. A lot of people don't know that they have high blood pressure. Make sure you can get machines for that for both of them. Make sure you keep yourself, because it was diabetes. It was complications from diabetes that took out my grandmother and my dad. Yep, that's why I tell folks to walk. If you have stairs in your house, if you walk up and down those stairs 5 times, before you walk up and down those stairs, check your blood sugar. If your sugar is high, check it. And then walk up and down those stairs 5 times. Okay. And then check your sugar again. I bet you walking up and down them stairs like that helps to burn that sugar up. Kevin says St. Francis can be decent. My son was born there and he turned out fine, I think. He said, I think. I walk every day. My blood pressure is below 120/90, but used to be. Yeah, walking is good. That's what people should do. They should walk. Walk, meditate, and pay close attention to a lot of this food that they try to sell as being healthy foods. If it's got low carbs and this and that, look at the ingredient, look at the writing on the back, because a lot of times it has so much sugar in it, it don't make no sense. Y'all, don't y'all know that in several countries, just about mostly in every other country, yogurt is banned and they sell it as a healthy food in the United States. Yeah, walking is good. Keep yourself. You feel better when you walk. Your blood is flowing really good. You can come. You just have energy. I'm gonna tell y'all what I do. Y'all know I'm old school. My daughter asked me what I want. I remember, like, and y'all know this was years ago. I bought my kids a Wii game. Child. After that, I fell in love with the Wii game. After that, they started wanting the Nintendo, whatever that you know that they was playing. But because I remember we used to have a Nintendo. All we played was Super Mario Brothers, but that was like 100 years ago in the 80s. But I like the Wii game. The Wii, my daughter bought me a Wii game, another Wii game, probably like the year before last. Not the one where all of our gifts and stuff get lost in the mail or whatever, supposedly, but the real responsible one. And I like to do the Wii Fitness, the exercise. I promise you, the Wii Dance, I have all of them. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I started getting the Wii Country Dance. It's funny, I know all the country songs now, and you do the country dancing where you're touching your toes and all of that. I love it. The Wii Country, the Wii, I have the Wii Fitness, the Wii Dance from 1 all the way up to 14. I'm telling you, I know all the songs, all the dances. If you can't get out and walk when it's wintertime, when you don't want to hit that cold weather, that's the game to get. I'm telling y'all, where you dancing and stuff, and you getting your points. You're doing the African dances. Get the Wii Country dance. I like that too. I remember I told my daughter, I was like, I want a Wii games, and I want the Wii dance. She's like, Mom, they probably don't even make that no more. Nobody gets a Wii game. I said, me, I do. And guess what? She had to get it from off of, I believe, from off of like Amazon or somewhere. Oh yeah, that too. I love to have like the spa experience in the I go into this is therapeutic, but it's not healthy. I love to go into TJ Maxx and into Marshalls and buy all of the spa stuff, like the bath bombs. Like I love the smell of lemons, and I love to smell like lemons, like sweet lemons. It's like I get the body bubbles that you put in tub, and it smells so good. It smells like lavender and lemons. And then I like to throw the lemon bombs in there where it fizzles, and then all that fizzling, and then you put a candle, like lemon candles. I mean, that right there is meditation too. He says, I used to be a pro on bowling, baseball, and tennis. Magname says getting a Nintendo Wii is a pimp decision. My babies asked me what I want for Christmas. I told them that I wanted I guess I need to tell maybe I'll get it. My oldest daughter, hopefully it won't get, lost in the mail. Because every year I would, that she claimed that Amazon was stealing our gifts. It happened every year. Um, I'm gonna see if they got any new Wii Dance games. I don't know if they got any new ones out. Have they been discontinued the Wii games? I don't know. I don't know. They so old, but I wonder if they got out any new Wii Dance games. I told my other daughter I wanted a air fryer. I don't have an air fryer, and I had said I'd never wanted one, but I be seeing now everybody cooks with an air fryer, so I was like, maybe it ain't too bad because I thought it was like unhealthy. Stephanie in here. Stephanie, is an air fryer unhealthy to cook your food with? Stephanie is a nurse. Um, Tamarian says, "Oh, you know what smells so good? I save all my lemon and orange peels and put them in a pot. Ooh, and that is the Christmas smell. I promise you, I was looking at that. I shared it on my page. That's what I'm gonna start doing because I buy a lot of fruit around the holidays. I love to buy apples and oranges. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the peels. I think they said it's apples, oranges, lemon peels, and then a pine. And they said that's the Christmas smell. The VR has good stuff on there too. It's play out and oversaturated. Alabama Hitter says we love air fryers. It has racks on it. So an air fryer has a rack on it. Tamarian says no, I don't think so. Yes, the Teflon coating. In the air is unhealthy. Oh wow. And Stephanie says, no, ma'am, it's good for you. Your stove probably has one built in. Oh wow. It's good for you. Your stove probably has one built in. ZK says, none of my food turn out right in the air fryer. I'm going to keep trying though. I have a glass one with racks. Oh, Snoozy Cake says she has a glass air fryer with racks. Alabama Hill says the new stoves have one built in. Since your home is fairly new, at least ours does. Angel the Real Boss says, my daughter brought me one 2 years ago. Never use it. I need to. Tamarian says, mine do. My air fryer is lit. I don't know. I always looked at them as being like a microwave. I don't even hardly like heating up anything in the microwave because they were saying that the microwave gives you cancer. Okay, I'm gonna check my stove. It said the air fryer comes in handy. Hold on. Okay, y'all. It's 9 o'clock. I gotta go. I got some things that I gotta go do. Oh Lord. Yeah. I'll get back on tonight though, you guys. Let's see. Should we do a members live or should I'll just get back on later today. Let's see. I got see studio. I gotta go to the bonding company. I gotta go over to the bonding company and make a bond. And then I'll be cool for the rest of the day. Okay. Let me go. Let me go. I was just talking about Lord, y'all gonna have to help me. Let me go bond out the criminals. I could say that, y'all. It's it's my cousin. Y'all, I write more bonds for my cousins than I write for anybody. They old crazy ass to stay in jail. They getting. I told them y'all getting awful old now to be going to jail for crazy stuff. And I'm gonna tell you something. Be real used to jail. It be my auntie having a fit. I said that Negro is old and they ain't gonna do nothing to him in jail. He stay in jail. And she still have that anxiety about her boys going to jail. So let me go bail out the damn fools, and then I'll get back on. I got a couple other things to do, and then I'll get back on later. It says they ain't got it yet. Okay, talk to you. They glad to. She said they ain't got it yet. Silver air fryer is better. Old heads get a pass in it. Yeah, they be comfortable. Listen, y'all. I got to tell y'all this. One day when I was working for the sheriff's office, I used to go down to the intake level. So I was standing in the hallway talking to one of the officers that check the passes when the inmates come through, right down by release. I'm standing there talking to her, and this inmate walked back, gonna say, "What's up, Chrissy?" I turn around because I said my nickname. I said, "What you doing here?" It was my cousin. I said, "What you doing here?" We call him too. Domestic violence. I said, "Domestic violence on who?" Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. He told on himself, and they're gonna say allegedly. I said, ain't this some shit? He did. Whatever that girl said he did, he did it. I said, Lord have mercy. And he was always so content. And his mama used to be glad. That's my other auntie. She would be glad when he went to jail, though. I said to myself, when he was walking to the release. I said, Lord have mercy. My auntie showed her days about to get dark again. She hates when he get out of jail. I'm telling y'all, when I used to walk down there to when I yeah, I'm gonna say allegedly. Listen. He said, I said, what you doing in here? Domestic violence. I said, domestic violence on who? I ain't gonna say the girl name. I whooped her ass. Allegedly. I said, oh she used to whoop his. He got drunk and she would whoop his because she was old manly. She was just like an old thug, the way she would act. He would get drunk and she would whoop his ass. He must have not been drunk that time. And then when he would fight back, she called the police on him. I said to myself, oh God. And that was it. My auntie used to be so happy when he would go to jail. I said to myself, Lord, he walking towards release. My auntie gonna be sad. She get ready to be sad again. I used to walk past Aztec. When I was walking past, I used to walk past Aztec to go to the cafeteria sometimes. If they had fish in the cafeteria. It had gotten to a point where I was like, Lord Jesus, I walked past Aztec. And so and listen, when they would have them in the hole, they could peek. Sometimes they could peek out of the hole in Aztec and see you walking down the hall. It was, I promise you, a couple times a week, it was gonna always be, what's up, cuz? I said, oh my God. Oh my God. What's up, cuz? I said, oh God. It was always one of my cousins, and they be an Aztec. It's a possibility that he didn't though. He did it. He sure did it. He real sneaky and quiet, and he used to do stuff. He was one of those ones. He didn't. I don't know what he would be geeked up on. He never went to sleep. My auntie would say, "How in the hell I have a child?" My auntie, be quiet. My auntie real old. She said, "How in the hell I have a child? It ain't even normal that never goes to sleep." She said, I can't remember the last time I ever seen him sleep. She said he never slept. She said, I get sick of him. I be happy when he in jail. She said, it ain't even normal for a person not to go to sleep. I can't, My auntie said, and I believe she said, I can't remember the last time I ever seen him sleep. He stayed up all day, all night, doing something he had no business. I remember I saw my cousin Manny in there. Manny was always real quiet. He was sneaky too, but he didn't bother nobody. I guess he did. Be quiet. He was hopping. He said, "What's up, cuz?" He was always pitiful like that. He knew how to make a fool out of people because he was always pitiful acting. "What's up, cuz?" I said, "Manny, what you doing in jail?" No, you weren't supposed to fraternize with it. You weren't supposed to talk to him. But if I saw him in the hall, I would talk to him. I mean, how you gonna walk past your cousins and not talk to him? And he was hopping. I said, "Manny, what's wrong with your feet?" He was hopping. "My feet messed up because I hurt my feet." I said, "Why they haven't taken you to medical?" They said they was gonna take me to the hospital. So I had called the sergeant on the floor. I was like, he's hopping. He's supposed to be taken out to medical if they can't do nothing for him in the jail. So they gonna say, well, she wasn't supposed. I guess they called themselves and get mad at me. And I was working in the chief's office. The chief said, "Well, she was right. If he was hopping, y'all supposed to send him out." So what you talking about? She was talking to an inmate. Hell, she was right. He ain't supposed to be hopping. Think they're gonna tell on me, and the chief got on their ass. That's hell when your folks gotta get locked up in order for you to get. Yeah, that's hell when your folks gotta get locked up in order for you to get some rest. I'm telling you, when I saw him walking towards release with his past, I said, "My auntie, the dark days about to come again." I know she gonna hate it when he called "Mama, come and get me." My auntie them funny too. My auntie and my grandma and them was always real funny with the way that they talked. My auntie said, "I ain't never seen them." My auntie said it like this. My auntie said, "I ain't never seen a motherfucker that didn't sleep. He ain't slept since he was a baby. I ain't never seen him sleep since I gave birth to him, since he was a baby. It ain't even normal for him not to sleep." My auntie in her damn 80s. Hell, she tired of him. And he don't sleep. He see everything. He see everything. He know everything that go on in Tulane. He know everything that go on around that area, around Burden, Fairleigh. He see everything. Oh, she would be happy when he went to jail. My poor auntie, she be having dinners and stuff at her house. He out. He out again. I ain't going. He out. When he out, I don't go to the dinners. And she cooks some real good green soup, but when he out, I don't go. You talk June, do you talking about bruh? Did they call him bruh? June? Bruh's name was June. Is that who you talking about? They calling him bruh. Cause he always gonna start up something. It's almost like he can't, and he be real quiet with it. He get other people into it. When he out, he get it. Yeah, bruh. You know what? What happened to bruh? Did he freeze to death? Bruh, I'm gonna tell you something. I knew bruh when we lived in Clementine. He was living with this lady named Cassandra on the same apartment complex that we was living in. And his name was June. His name was June. And I'm trying to figure out why she was with him, because they ended up having a baby, and we call her Mimi. I think we called her Mimi. That was a nickname, Mimi. But on weekends, June would leave because we would see him going down the stairs carrying a purse. So I never could understand why Cassandra was with him. How you gonna have a man living with you on the weekend? He leaving carrying a purse. You know the gas station right there by Tulane. And now y'all got me reminiscing. I was at the gas station. You know, you couldn't get me to stop at that gas station now if you paid me. That gas station right there at Tulane and Shelby Drive, right across the street from the Tulane apartments, right? You know, they call them the Gospel Gardens now, child. And bruh was up there, right? And I had my, you know, this was a long time ago. I paid for my gas. I had my baby in my arm because I didn't want to leave in the car while I went and paid for the gas. And bruh tried to, I had on a sundress, and bruh tried, he said, oh, I don't even want to talk about it. He said, oh, they're so big, and started, and I wanted to, let me kiss him. I hit bruh in his face so hard. Yeah, bruh was, he like women too still. He was just nasty like that. His mouth was always running. He kept big slob in his mouth. But bruh was funny though. He was funny. Everybody loved bruh. He could clean. We would get him to come down to my auntie's house and wash everybody's car. He could wash them so fast. They would be lined up in front of my auntie house, and he would wash, and it would be clean too. He would wash everybody's car so fast, it was ridiculous. Clean out the car and everything. We pay him $10. He had on his cowboy boots in the summertime. I hate bruh died. I really do, but I mean, he might have overdosed because he was on. He, you know, bruh was on drugs real bad. He still liked women, but he liked men too. When he died, my cousins and them went and got some t-shirts made. They went and got some t-shirts made with his picture and stuff on it. I hate that for bruh. I really did. And they started calling him bruh when he started hanging around Clementine. I mean, started hanging around Tulane, up there around Berta and Shane Lane, where my cousins and them hang out at, because before then his name was Junebug. They called him Junebug in Clementine. And he kept on a fur coat in the summertime. He kept on a fur coat in the summertime. Somebody gave him something bad. They was wrong for that. Bruh didn't never do nothing to nobody. He was real funny. My cousins and them always gave him money and stuff because he cleaned up and stuff real fast. He kept their cars and stuff clean. He would come and rake all the leaves and stuff off the garden. They always gave him work and stuff. Yeah, they found him in the car. It was during the wintertime. So did he freeze to death? Because I forget what it was. Or did somebody give him a bad drug? Oh wow, that's so that's just wrong. You know, for all of them, everybody around the Tulane area know each other. When you're going from Tulane to Berta to Shane Lane, all up there by Fairleigh, even all the way if you go up there up there by Neely, everybody knows each other because everybody went to Fairleigh. Everybody went to Fairleigh and Jeter around that area. So you trying to tell me that they was low down enough to give him a drug? Wow, they said he was found in the field by Tulane. Some kids found him on the way to school. Oh wow. Remember, it used to be a field back there by that church that's on Tulane and Shelby Drive, and they ended up cutting all those bushes down because when we had a summer job at Jeter, that was long years ago. We used to walk back, and we stopped walking back there too because it'd be rats. They had came out the Tulane apartments. That's messed up. People can be so evil. How can you be so evil? Why would you want to give somebody a drug that's gonna kill them? Just to see how they're gonna react from it. People are dirty. Yep, June. I tell you. They said that his daughter, they said that his daughter, Mimi, who was that told me about? No, Mimi wasn't his daughter. They had he had a son with Cassandra named Lil June. That's what it was. She had a son. She already had a son and a daughter. She had a son that I went to school with, Tanaris, and then she had a is her name Nene? Because I remember Bruh said to me, I asked Bruh about him. I asked Bruh about them, and he said that Lil Alvin was in jail at that time, and he said that Nene. I thought they called him Mimi, but he said he claimed. Now I don't know if this is true. He said that Mimi or Nene. I thought her name might have been Nene. Um, Nene was a she did adult movies. They call her Pink. I remember that. He said she do adult movies. They call her Pink. Then what's her older kids? June was her and Evans. Right. June was her and she had a son named Lil June that came after Alvin and Nene. I think she already had Alvin and Nene when she got with June. And then she had Lil June because that was the baby. And don't you know they said that she passed away? I think they said she passed away. And I remember asking Bruh about Nene. He said she do adult movies now. Her name Pink. That's what I remember him saying that. He said they call her Pink. She do adult films or something, he said. Well, he said the other thing. She do, porn. They call her Pink or something. He said because he said they call her Pink. I said because I remember Nene. She was a little girl. She was younger than little Alvin. When we was running around there like 7, 8 years old, Nene was like 4. Yeah, he said she lived in Alabama. I remember. He said she lived in He said she living in Alabama, and she do porn movies. They call her Pink. Bruh was crazy. He said they call her Pink. I said I don't look at no porn movies. He said she got a lot of porn movies. I guess he had been looking at them. She got a lot of porn movies. She famous. They call her Pink. Oh, she's back in Memphis. Oh wow. I wouldn't know her if I seen her. The last time I saw her, she was about a 4-year-old little girl living in Clementine. I wouldn't know her if I seen her. I wouldn't know Lil Alvin if I seen him, and I sure wouldn't know Lil June, because he was a baby. Now that's what Bruh said. What the points of this channel if y'all just gonna sit here and accuse people when they ain't get he isn't till he be proven. Cause if he ain't, we gonna report you to YouTube and maybe police though, cause y'all can't be sir. I don't understand what you're saying, Lord love, but what we're gonna do is since truth now y'all ain't the real talk at all, you know that we gonna be checking. Oh, child, I can't even understand what you're saying. And because I can't understand what you're saying, I'm gonna block you, okay? I didn't understand what you was saying, Johnny, whatever. So what we did was we block you, okay? Kevin says, was she light skinned at when I remember Nene, she was a light skinned little girl. She was about 4 years old. And I'm gonna tell you, because her mama used to call her Alexis. So that was probably her real name. Um Oh Lord, Kevin. Oh Jesus Christ. He said Pinky. I don't know no Pinky. Tamarian says the educational services failed him terribly. Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something. We were in the first and second and third grade together, and he could not read. Yeah, they did. They failed him. He was when we was in the first, second, and third grade. He could not read. He couldn't read, and so they was failing, and they would not fail him because back then you could go if they fail you, you could go to the school and tell the principal you didn't want your child to be left behind. I remember that he couldn't read because we all lived on the same porch. We would me and there was a young girl who was my friend all the way up until I was, even when we moved, she would come and spend nights at my house. Um, we would be on the porch trying to teach him how to read, and that's the God's truth. We would be trying to teach him how to read. Oh, you talking about the person that was just came in here? I thought you was talking about Alvin. Um, yeah. Do I remember Jenny Rowe? I don't remember Jenny Rowe. I don't remember that person. I might know him by a nickname or something. I'm gonna tell you something. Just about everybody that lives around the Tulane area, like around Tulane, Berta, Neely, like going back like up to Jeter. I probably know everybody around the area also, because that's where my folks live, has lived. Hell, him too, but he doing all right for himself now. Yeah, I heard that he started doing good for himself now, so that's a good thing. I'm glad about that. I hope Nene is doing good for herself too. See, that was around the time when you lived in the projects when everybody was family orientated. and you was not looked down on because you didn't know how to read and stuff. You just sat on the porch and we would play teachers and stuff. And I would be the teacher, sometimes Funtoria. Her name was Funtoria. Sometimes she would be the teacher, and we got chalkboards and stuff for Christmas. And then we would play teachers, and we would teach him how to spell and read. Because you couldn't leave off the porch most of the time. So you had to stay on the porch and play. So we found ways to play. She said she is. She's doing good. That's good. Tamarian says, I won't put that jacket on her back. But if so, oh, Lord Jesus. Anyways, you guys, let me go over to the bonding company to get this fool out, my cousin. I need to call them to make sure they got their money and their check stubs and stuff. Anyways, you guys, I enjoyed being on here with you all. I'm going to get back on tonight, okay? I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.